Ciao, ciao, ciao. Welcome to episode number 73 of the podcast Fáilte Arás, which episode ever seachtain trí den fud Craile this week on Tagann Seo. My name is Liam, it's Misha Liam, and as always this podcast comes in association with Learn Irish Online. Tagann an fud Craile Seo amach I go fortseacht le Learn Irish Online. So a big thank you as always for tuning in. Gur míle maith agah Mars ganach as túnal seach an Tagann Seo. I'm recording, I'm calling in to my ag tafadú no ag chur gleach earth from a cold and wet Seville this morning. Seville 4 agus fluck freshen margin, and that certainly doesn't happen often. Ní Harlín sa sin gomininic, but it looks like it's going to be like that. Tá cuma go mai sé mar sin for pretty much all of this week, or until the weekend anyway. Well, fra an cuid mód in seachtain could see an zera seachtainna Reinos, but I suppose it's where we are in the year. So Ceann sa Wilmuds sa Bhlín, and of course the clock's changing at the weekend all across Europe. Na clig ag athrú fud na Hurpa. Not across the world, ní fud an down. You might not know, in the US, I think they go back this coming weekend. So a rian siad an zera seachtainna seo, and in places like Australia, they don't change at all. In lots na cosúil leis an astral ceapam. I think nach means to the athrú churbe that they don't change at all. I always have to be on top of time zones and different changes. Caithí mé bheith ag geanasar nó caithí gachar de bheith ólas agam maidir le time zones difriúla for my work, because most of the people I'm teaching aren't in my time zone. An cuid smó in the daoine in a will in Mawuna that are being taught by me, níl siad the time zone céine. They're in Australia, tá siad san Austral. They're in the US, na Stát Aontaithe. They're in Canada, tá siad Canada. In Ireland, of course, 1 hour behind. In Éireann, beidir or one tíobh hiúrún, and so Spáin 1 hour behind us here in Spain. So because of that, you always have to stay on top of it, especially this time of year. Caithfear ag geanasar an tamar fad go háirithe an tam so den Bhlín, and especially this week when you're kind of in between different changes go háirithe an Tagann Seo nuair atá tú idir áthraithe difriúla. But yeah, I was talking about this on the other 2 versions of the podcast yesterday. If you make large fisho on dá like an eile and fud Craile inné. I was out for a coffee at the place I always go to, the little cafe I always go to. So bhí mé muid I go cafe or mátain again cafe in the bhín mé mars ganach that I'm normally at almost every day. Beag nach gach lá, although this morning actually I went somewhere different. Mátain níl chuaigh mé áit and difriúil. But I was there, and obviously I always sit out on the terrace, as you do here in Spain. The gcónaí bín mé imimehí ó muid an terrace, tíomh muid. Mar dhéanann tú an seo, as you do, or tend to do in Spain. And I said, right, today's the first day I might have to think about moving in. So an céad lá in the beidir go bhfuil arms smuoin of faoi bogu isteach agus tábla nó bauard all at tíbhas sé, so to get a table inside, because bit by bit it is getting much colder here. Agus nuair bhíonn sé 4 an seo Seville, it feels horrible. Moille sé go húfása, because it really bites. You're a long way inland here. Tá tú like soch fada ón ghost an so Mariana sin, because of that you really feel it a lot more. Moille tú an fuacht ó wad níos mó. So winter definitely on the way. Tá an gíomhra ag dridim linn, it's approaching us without doubt. Ach ní féidir mór an a dhéanamh faoi sin. Not much can be done about that. You just have to learn how to deal with it and enjoy things regardless. Fós caithí tú stocha just déile leis agus fólam cad é an chuíos fearr the best way chun déile leis agus taithna bhaint as the hail is cuma faoi gach rud eile. You have to find a way to enjoy it regardless of anything else. Fairly quiet weekend here. While I say that, there's still a few things going on. So dear seachtainna saciú and fós bhí cúpla rud siúil agam seo. I love the weekends here because it's funny. Tá sé grand for, I remember when I was younger, it's equivalent nuair bhí mé níos óige. I used to always think about kind of this 9 to 5 structure that a lot of people have on structure. Nígadí a cuaig a bhíon ag a lán daoine. And I always thought it was weird. I gcónaí cheap mé gur sé beganín aisteach, you know? Because what if you want to work at 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock in the evening? What if you have a natural motivation, a natural inspiration to work maybe one day on a Saturday? Bitter goil spragu nádartha agat an obair lá éigean ar an Saturn someday on a Saturday or on a Sunday cinfá ar tú nó caithimé obair sa lám seo agus ní féidir obair ar an lám sin. I have to work in this time and I can't work then outside of that time. Bheith sé buganín aisteach nó chun an tóra an sin a chur earth. It'd be a bit weird to put that limit or that kind of restriction on yourself. But as I get older, it's mise ag áirí níos sinne. I still agree with that in terms of during the day, during the week. Fós ein tíam leis an ráte sin with that kind of statement, no leis an smuoin of sin with that idea. You know, during the day, it's not about 9 to 5. You should, especially, obviously, a lot of people don't have this liberty. Ní bhíon an tíirse seo ag a lán daoine. I understand that and I'm grateful of that. So tuigim é sin agus tom buíoch as sin agus gohfuil an tíirse sin agam that I have that kind of freedom. But even then, I suppose I still, and I know I talk about this on the podcast all the time, tá agam gomín me ag labhairt faoi seo ar an bud craile an tám ar fad, but kind of just doing things when you want to do them instead of forcing yourself to do them at a certain time. Ag déanamh rudaí nuair atá tú a dhéirí in áit like ílucht a chur earth féin, forcing yourself to do things on rudaí I dhéanamh idir a ní agus a cuaig idir a de agus a sé, you know, cén schedule, pay schedule a bhíon agat, whatever schedule you might have. But definitely in my adult life, in my héal mar chun na fásta, mas rud é gur den fásta mé, if it's the case that I am an adult and sometimes I don't feel like one. I think a lot of people my age ceap me lán daoine ar cóis lumsa being on rud céin acu. Okay, go hufaigúil is daoine fásta muid. Officially we're adults, but you know, adults makes you sound like you have a family and a house and everything else, which I certainly don't have. So tá sé go bhfuil, you know, páistí agus clown agus teach agat mas rud é gur duine fásta hu, but yeah, gan out níl rudí sin agam. I don't have those things for sure, and I'm not too close to getting any of those things. I hope tasú agam. Well, a house would be nice, but not kids for now. Bheith teach go deasach. Yeah, páistí no, ní anis ar éonos beidir I gceann cúig bliana. No, níos mó, maybe in 5 years or a bit more. Ach, ar éonos. Anyway, I was saying about the weekends that it's so important to, you know, just that freedom, like on tíirse sin, especially on a Saturday morning when you have all of it ahead of you. Gohorithe ar madsan é Saturn nuair atá sé ar fad os the chóir, to kind of say I've literally the next 48 hours, not even to do whatever I want and go here and do this or meet this person, bullish and duine sin. It's more so not to have the hurry on you. So gan and jeffer of that earth. You know, sometimes I'm there at 10 o'clock in the morning, just on the couch on a Saturday after having a breakfast ornta, tá mé an sin ar an tulug ag ihir breakfasta ar a 10 o'clock ar madsan é Saturn. And I'm thinking, okay, I've got plans. I'm going to go out and do this. I'm going to go to this park. Tá mé hun dul amach agus é seo a dhéanamh. Tá mé hun dul chuig an porch so. Or I might text this person later, beidir go gcruthaí mé text ar an duine seo níos déanaí, and we'll be able to meet up or do something by mitzvah chasú le céile agus rud éigean a dhéanamh. But the great thing about that is it's all kind of underpins about a lack of rush. So ní léon zephyr ar chun na rudaí sin a dhéanamh. You know, you have all that time, and I think that's so important. Again, I'm lucky. Again, tá an táirm ag labhairt faoi God bhí mé ag labhairt faoi second ó hin, speaking about what I was speaking about a moment ago. If you have kids and you have a house and blah blah blah, you have so much stuff, especially with kids, you know, orintha bín an tíir seachtainna níos gnóthaí dit ná an seachtain. If you have kids, mas rud é go bhfuil páistí agad. Sometimes the weekend is busier than the week as you're bringing this kid to training. Tá tú ag tabhairt an fáiste seo, leat chuig an trainál. After that, you have to do the shopping. After that, you have to pick up this person and sin an siopador. Caiith tú an duine seo a fiocasús an sin tá deafar chun dul chuig an áit sin, and always going and going and going. Or it was like that in my house anyway. on Saturday mornings when there was Pelgoilach agus soccer siúil, Gaelic football and soccer going on en masse at some point as well, of course, which is important in Ireland and is still important at home. Rud éigean atá. Well, a bhí tábhachtach an dabhas in Éireann agus ceapan go bhfuil sé tábhachtach nó ag éirí níos tábhachtaí arís in Éireann. So I love having that block of an owen. There's not too much going on here. Of course, there's still responsibilities, folks. Tá dúlga seach, gone na dúlga sin bheith ladrán, or without those responsibilities and those things to do, I'd be bored. So this weekend, most things going on with the AGM for the GA club, for the GA club. I hate the term GA, but it's coming into my lexicon, and it's just full on term sin on focail sin GA, mar tá sé go Americánach ceapan. So kind of American, I shouldn't say so American, we have a lot of American listenership, but you know what I mean by that. So kind of more modern and just it just doesn't sit right with the culture of the GA. Ceapan ní sé ceartnú ní sé orúnach don culture of winning leis on Chuman Lucas Gael. So we had the AGM, the kind of main meeting for voting on different positions and stuff on Saturday. Bhíonn Cruniú blin tú lagin an Saturn, on votáil rolling it difriúla, chairperson, treasurer, secretary, things like that. I mean, I say it's a AGM, there's 5 minutes of voting at the start, bíonn muid votáil fa 5 nóiméad ag tús an chruine, and after that we just have dinner and a few drinks and head out threes sin. Ní bhíonn muid ach ag éithe an dinner agus cúpla joc agus chéan muid amach. But none of that for me on Saturday night. There were my a goal or herb. I wasn't drinking or anything like that. Just bugany beer, a little bit of food, because I had a race early on Sunday morning at 10 o'clock. Fi Ross agam galua modin Downey. Erig at a clug. Anyone who is listening to the bonus episode for members over on Patreon ain't in a bhí a géisteach leis on episodes of Resh Patreon, Lahain the Boil for the members. Last Friday, Tahina Shakatsa will know I was talking a bit about this race. 12k or 13k, I think it was, 3 kilometre dig. Place about 40 minutes outside of Seville, Otseg, and Carcanomid Tivamwe, just Seville, a place out in the countryside, Otseg and the Mwe Fuintua. Now, 12k, 13k, I love that distance. Harter, 2 kilometre dig, 3 kilometre dig, is even them on Achar Shin. That distance, because it's not too long, it's not like a half marathon or anything. This is a roada nilse cosúil le lap marathon, but at the same time it's not like 5k, which is just over like that. Más rud é chuil tú gur 2 kilometre tá sé creitnia dúrach cosúil leis sin. So it's a nice distance, nice kind of middle distance I would class it as. La achar dumse reinos, kind of half distance for me. But I did not realise near hug misha dara until we were in the car on the way on Sunday morning. Gadi Narvimid's Aaron Slee, Aaron Malloch, Aaron Modson to Downey, that it was a trail race a bhí ann. And I had never done a trail race before. A trail race jaint agam River Shaw. But when I say a trail, I mean a proper trail. There are trail like trail Mars Garth. I'm not speaking about, it's just a kind of rocky path. No, like it was running through the mountains basically and through the hills. And like the best way of explaining it on Cui is far hun a vinu. No, you had to be careful where you were putting your foot. As you're running, you had to be very focused on where your feet were going. Viert Cormac agus viert zero a shock kinnots around to hun the chusa a her. Because if you slipped or if you put it on the wrong spot or put it down awkwardly, you could be in trouble. Mar veik tú dribloads, they'll make tú hun the hus a chur shees, so not mecheart agus rots, beidir nach rao I stable somewhere that wasn't a bit too, or there wasn't too stable. So it was a lot of fun, but it was much more difficult than I expected. Vi along crack leis, ach vi sé wad ní strachar ná mar vi me exúleis. So it was good. It was good to be able to push myself and do something different because I had never done one like that before. Vi sé gama, vi sé gdas on rud eigen cosúla sin a dhéanamh mar gohoirthe ní rá trail race jaint agam, but yeah, might be the last trail race I do at the same time. Beidir go mai sé seo mar an trail race Jeranach a dhéanam ag an céine because just the amount of focus you have to put in. And I'm built for the flat ground. I like just doing a normal race on a road is even gná rás a dhéanamh bhóthair bhóthair on the normal road, a closed road from the public, or bóthair tá dúnta beidir, ag dul trís na gach going through the city, because you really are in control of everything. Tá tú geannas ar gachrad, apart from maybe the first K when there's a big crowd and you have traffic essentially. Beidir sa 100 kilometer tá lán trácht agat tá lán daoine just slua on a war, a big crowd. After that, you're in control of everything. How quickly you push, what pace you want to run, when you push, when you ease off, caitheann na bhíonn tú ag brú agus caitheann na bhíonn tú just ní ag ligead de ski ach ag dul níos éasca, níos moille, going kind of easier, going slower. But the amount of times in the trail race, and it was a lot of ups and downs, Bhil sús ag teachtain going up, coming down all the time on Tagann FAD. And there were a lot of times where I thought, I have more in the tank and I can put more into this, but I don't feel comfortable going faster over this terrain. So tá níos mó agam sa tank, tá níos mó fuinneamh agam, tá me géirí dul níos tapúla, ach ní bhothiam compradach ag dul níos tapúla agus ag tógáil níos mó risca an talamh seo, on this type of ground, because I'm not used to it. Níl aon taithí agam leis. I don't have much experience with it. So, I was still running pretty much all of it. If you make rare an cuid smó, an piece ar fad, if you stitch agam, hart 6 kilometer at a stitch at about 6k. So bhí siúil ar fad 5 meter, 1 meter beidir. Agus, cúpla duine ag ré. Har miss an sin, a few people running by me and shouting out different things in the most Andalusian Spanish. On Spanish is like Andalusian, agus Andalusia sin an conúint is deachar sa Spanish. Well, gan dáis an seo sa Spáin, beidir gohfuil cúpla ceann níos deachra Latino America. Beidir gohfuil cúpla ceann níos deachar an sin America Cheas agus America Lower, kind of Central and South America, but here in Spain, definitely the hardest. And this is rural Andalusian Spanish. Agus bhí si de glíamach rud nó go, because bhí isach a gur stitch agam. They were calling out one or two things because they knew I had a stitch. And so I didn't understand a word. Ní heard me fuckilte, but I was okay after a while. Like most stitches, it just faded away. Thrish Tamil, Jimmy Shade. And I finished the race anyway, I think an hour and 6 minutes or agus sé nómaid. Bhí me sástal le sin ag dús fi me buganí bortha mar chréithní ma bhirt córdsa os mo chóir beidir gá nómaid níos tapúla nó trí nó cheann nómaid níos tapúla nó rhythm féin. They finished about 2 or 3 minutes or 4 minutes before me, so I thought I haven't done great there. I'm probably slightly fitter than tá mise beidir beagní níos aclaí ná sítan nó ar an level céine ar éanos on the same level more or less. And then I realised after I'd finished 36th out of like 300 iwwer trucha sé as hart 3k dinner. So Trish sin after that I was like, I actually did okay there, rinne me Kerklore and shin. But it's all good training for the Seville half marathon in January, which is what I'm really focusing in on. I want to do a really good time, maybe sub 1:30 better fui or le high on Ross shins. That's what it's all being aimed towards, I guess, and really enjoy running. I mean, it's unbelievable, especially listening to music. For me, tá sé duchreid go háirithe ag éisteach le cheol dumsa rénos, like during those races na rásí sin, how powerful the music is and just how alive you feel. Like kick-off cuatach is atá an ceol agus kick-off bio of óhíonn tú, how alive you feel. It's amazing. Like, I can't think of many things that match that. Ní féidir smoin of faoi mór an ruddy chócéim le sin on kind of even footing with that. And I can't think, in my experience anyway, of many emotions and many feelings that powerful. Ní féidir smoin of faoi mór an mochuchan, no, just amana, no oranta around me mohu cosú le sin that is feeling like that agus an buzz sin you're into gri. Like when you're running on your own on a Tuesday afternoon for half an hour, you're thought to agree at the einer or it's on it's a morts or fad la, or that's great, but you can't, it's not the same thing as a race. You don't feel, or dumsa arenas for me at least, you don't feel the same buzz ní bh híonn tú an buzz céine I mo hirirmse, in my opinion, at least laid. But yeah, in a race, when there's other people, or tá daoine eile an sin, when there's people encouraging you, or tá daoine ag tuairt moille, chuit freisin, and it's an event, you know, you're being timed, tá agat go mai the chuid ama agat ag zera an rasa, and it just feels more important tá chuma go bhfuil say níos tábhachtaí. And because of that, I think you're able to push yourself more, tá tú ná níos mó brú a chur ort féin agus dul níos tapúla. But also, as well as that, yeah, listening to the music, especially, you know, I'm always speaking about music on this podcast and how much it means to me. Ag only bíon mé ag labhairt faoi cheol an bud creileadh seo agus cé chomh tábhachtach agus atá sé dom. And I was listening to, with 2 kilometers to go, I was able to really tune into the music. Le gach kilometer fáca bhí mé really an náire túna le seach leis an gceol, because we were back on the road for the last 2k. It was just normal road, normal terrain, gná talamh, gná bhóthair, which suited me a lot better. Bhí sé ó bhfad níos orúnaí dumsa. And I was listening to Right Here Right Now by Fatboy Slim. Bhí mé géisteach le Right Here Right Now le Fatboy Slim. And the minute or two in the middle of that song, no mint no go, I lór an aran sin, wow, like duchredse. Unbelievable how intense it was, and like listening to it, looking around, the sun shining, 2 kilometers left, an crainnig tatniv, ag éisteach leis an aran duchredse seo, Ceann Haran is Farlam, one of my favorite songs, and 2 kilometers left, gach kilometer fáca, so you know you can give it everything. Tá is agat go bhfuil tú an gach for the hortstó, fa an gach kilometer déireanach. And yeah, just the feeling and the way it lights up your body, the body high you get, the mental high you get, an high sin ó haibh chirpte agus ó haibh insínte, it's unbelievable, duchredse, and that really sticks with me from the weekend. It's funny, I can't remember much of the course. I was looking back at photos, the official photos they put out yesterday. If you make vacancy, na chringraf na ufagula a chur siad amach in on the website an Ceadaoin, and most of the places on the run I can't remember being there, and cuid smóds and áitsna an ré an Ross ní féidir them cuimhnú a bheith an sin. I can't remember being there. I suppose because I was so focused and so in the moment and being careful of my feet, fear a bheith cóhsáis dírithe isteach agus chomh cormach le mo chusa freshen, that I wasn't kind of taking everything in. But that last 2k I really did take in, and I know this wasn't meant to be a running podcast, fios agam like nach pudcréile ri so, but yeah, it's kind of turned into that over the last 20 minutes. I didn't spend this long talking about it near chat me an méidsta ama ag labhairt faoi an dá legan eile, so go listen to those if you want less running chat. Má tá tú géir níos lú chorás tóca agus níos lú chat faoi a bheith ag ri. But I know it's something really popular these days. It seems like it gets more popular every year. Tá sé gairí níos popular agus níos cáiliúla gach bliain, so might appeal to a lot of people. Beidir go that know sé le a Londini. So really enjoyed that. The marathon was on in Dublin actually yesterday as well. Bhí an marathon ar siúil in moille clia in freshen. So well done anyone listening who did that or competed in that or finished that. So yeah, fair play. Dóréine a glachu ports is sin agus a chreicní on marathon in moille clia. I had one friend doing it who set an unbelievable time. Tá char amháin agamsa agus bhí sé ag déanú an marathon in moille clia in no gá lá ó hin anis actually 2 days ago now, and rinne sé am duchredse. He ran 2 hours 51 minutes for the full marathon, so rinne sé 2 hours is chuige hain nómid le haid an marathon umlán ama house, like, and definitely a time I wouldn't get anywhere close to, and I'm fairly fit. Like tá mis soch achlí ach ní bheith be an bheith fiú chungrach don am sin le trainal bheith cúpla míú, even with a couple of months training, I wouldn't be anywhere close to that. He was like 4-minute pace for the full thing, Ceann and Lewis and I a kilometer done road omlán for the full thing. Ridiculous as as chun in me agus bhí sé in the chónaí an seo is Seville blino hin. So he's from Meath, County Meath, but he was living here in Seville this time last year, and then he moved back to Dublin for a job. Fug sé arás go moille clia le haid pus, so I know he's not listening, tá agam nach bhfuil sé ag éisteacht ach Leo, fair play Leo for that, because that's an unbelievable time and he's a elite performer, dare I say even an athlete. It's Lou classy, really, in the era. So yeah, not too long to go really. Níl mór on a fáca anish between now and the end of the year. It's your anish agus during the blina. From the day I'm recording this, I think it's exactly 8 weeks until Christmas, or maybe 8 weeks until Christmas Eve. Tá sé, well, in law, bhfuil mé ag tafadú an fud craile seo. Tá sé ceapan díreach 8 seachtain rih lá nullag, no, beidir 8 seachtain rih ihan nullag. And it's going to be crazy how quickly that will go, even in between now and the end of the year and the start of 2025. By sé duchreide, by sé crachel se kickoff tapi or achi and quidjella den vlean agus tús gavil is fé cuig. So I suppose it's kind of a good time of the year in some ways to pick out a few things to do, because it's not like a new year where you have 12 months just to do something. Nil sé cosú leis an vlean nua. It's nicer to have it just 8 weeks and say, okay, there's a few things I want to get done to have a good end to the year. Tá cúpla rud agus tá mé géirí na rudí seo a dhéanamh rih deir na blina to have a good end on deire má a bheith agam rih deir na blina, and to kind of close off the last few chapters of 2024 in a good way. Cúpla cabadéil má a bheith agat chun chríoch a chur le gabhíle is a bheithe carthair. So a few things I'm trying to focus in on. Definitely would work, not that I'm trying to put in more work or put in more hours. Níl sé, gofuil mé géirí níos mó orintha a chur isteach, because I'm a big believer, one, if I'm working 7, 8, 9 hours a day, mas rud é gofuil mé ag obair 7, 8, 9 nóir in ein lei, I'm not going to enjoy it. Ní an tatna of a winchas, and I won't be able to keep it up. Ní bhaid mé an a chuinneal sús. But also I'm a big believer it's all about quality in work an cháiliocht leis an obair. Not cévéids with a dhéanamh agat instead of how much you're doing. So just trying to refine a few things, I guess, on snas a chur or cúpla rud in terms of work, in terms of how I work, and in terms of what I'm putting out before the end of the year. A few big plans for the new year and for 2025 with Learn Irish Online. So cúpla plan more. Le Learn Irish Online, le haid deir na blina agus le haid gabhíle is a bheithe cuig. And really looking forward to implementing those things agus na rudí sin a chur I bhaim. But also outside of Learn Irish Online, one or two personal stuff as well. I really want to focus in on the training for the half marathon, because I think it's easy for someone like me to get lazy with that. Tá sé éasca chun airí leisciúil, like duine éigin sa lumsa, because I know if I went out, got up right now and around 21k, I could do it. Tá man an kilometers fiche a dhéanamh díreachanish agus lap marathon a dhéanamh, and I could do it in an okay time. I wouldn't need that much preparation, or because I'm already fit, I'm training all the time. But to really train for a good time and a time I'm happy with, on train le chur isteach le ma agus bhfuil mé sásta leis freisin. That's the kind of goal, and to do a really good time, to push myself now in training over the next 3 months, and be proud of the time I do, and proud of the more so the physical shape I'm in and how I'm going to feel on, I think it's January 25th on Cúgal Osfahid to be Anner. And hopefully just really go for that and have a structured training plan, not too structured, because as I say, I don't like too much structure, and he had níon on structure and numerica. Another thing, trying to branch out a bit, I suppose meet more people before at the end of the year. To make sure just have a tíomh moille beagnaí níos mó agus bualadh le níos mó daoine rih deir na blina. I'm so lucky here in Seville, tá an táirm an seo is Seville, that I have a great group of friends. Tá grúpa ionta agam, grúpa ionta chóirsa agam, but they're all kind of from one circle and from one social group. Tá siad go léir ó Churcha Leháin agus tá siad go léir ó grúpa sosialta amháin. And that's brilliant, because they're great fun, and I really enjoy spending time with them. It's even them a bheith cathhamalo. I'm trying to think are any of them listening. That makes me of will ein chéanach go ag éisteach, but it's all, I love them all and I get along with them great. But I want to have a few different circles, people from different places, from different walks of life. Tá mé géirí cóirsa agam áitsna difriúla, le teangacha difriúla, coolraithe difriúla, different backgrounds, and just expand out a bit agus kind of wider range, I guess, of not connections, I hate that word connections, but wider range of friends of agam. So, to have kind of a réimse níos leithne to chóirde agam an seo sa chathair. Just to be a tiny bit more extroverted. I have bad habits sometimes, just always being in the house, and just I like spending time with myself. It's matlam am a chathaout lam féin, and that's a good thing. It's rud ma é sin. But yeah, to be a bit more social, bheith beagnaí ní sosialta, and to be a bit happier to talk to new people and a bit less shy, I think. Gan a bheith có cúthalach mar. It's still a cúthalach me. I know that might sound weird when my job is literally putting up videos and podcasts of myself on the internet. Tá sagam gúil sé sin beagnaí naisteach nar bhíon mé a chur podcrailtaí agus físeánaí dom féin sús an Idirlín go leisceil on the internet, excuse me. But no one's here, you know, even though there might be X amount of people or X thousand amount of people listening, beidir go X míle ag éisteach le seo, I don't see them. And it's very rare, because I'm not living in Ireland, it's very rare I get someone saying to me in real life, oh, I listen to your podcast, Marial, nach bhfuil mé imachóní in éireann, ní harlíonn sé go minic. It doesn't happen often. Gnéireann duine ag an lum sa fíorhail in real life, oh, bíonn mé ag éisteach le the fudcrail. So it's on the other side of the screen. I don't see it really, you know. So yeah, just in cúpla road rifter and a blin. Again, not big goals or things I'm trying to change big time, but just refinements, little changes here and there. Ahrú beag an seo is an siúd, I think, is always better and it's easier to stick to tá sé éasca chun cuineáil leis freisin. Anyway, I've said enough for this week. Tá mo róthain ráta agam an seachtain seo. A big thank you as always for listening, guys. Gur míle maith agah mar is gnách as a bheith ag éisteacht. As always, if you want more stuff for learning Irish and more stuff Gaeilge Weekly related, say go learnirishonline.com. You can go to learnirishonline.com for the courses we have there, but most stuff we make is over on the Patreon. All the links are down below, patreon.com/learnirishonline. There's loads of videos and stuff over there to explain what's involved. Tá an físánaí agus just rudaí an sin. Chun míú cad itá I gceist leis. Big thank you for tuning in, guys, and I'll speak to you next week. Le Romy live on Seachtain Tugan. Goodbye and God bless. Slán agus Bannacht.